from Central Oregon's news leader. This is News Channel 21 at 5.
Good evening and welcome to News Channel 21 at 5. I'm Danny Freed. Topping our headlines this afternoon, a former Central Oregon Community College security officer who allegedly killed 23-year-old Kaylee Sawyer is coming back to Deschutes County to face those 4 counts of aggravated murder. Pedro Quintana joins us live from Deschutes County Courthouse with District Attorney John Hummel. Pedro?
Danny, good evening. Siskiyou County District Attorney Kirk Andrus tells me Edwin Laura could be back here in Deschutes County by next week. And joining me right now is Deschutes County District Attorney John Hummel. John, thank you for joining us tonight. Tell me, where do we go from here now with this homicide case?
Yeah, now that Mr. Laura has agreed to return to Oregon, I'll contact local law enforcement and tell them he's good to be picked up. And then the transportation will be arranged by law enforcement. We'll send someone down, in a secure vehicle to pick up Laura, transport him to Bend. Once he arrives in the Deschutes County Jail, the next day he'll be brought in front of a judge for arraignment on these charges.
Now, will your office release more information in regards to how Edwin Laura allegedly killed Kaylee Sawyer?
Yeah, well, what I've said yesterday is all I'll be releasing, that we allege that Edwin Laura kidnapped Kaylee Sawyer, attempted to sexually assault her, and then killed her. All of those activities occurred on the COCC campus.
Okay. John, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And Danny, we're going to have much more coming up tonight on this developing news coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Pedro. And like he mentioned earlier, this type of crime can carry the death penalty. Back in 2011, former Governor John Kitzhaber announced a moratorium on executions in Oregon. Currently, Governor Kate Brown has followed the footsteps of her predecessor and has kept the moratorium. The last execution was back in 1997. Local defense attorney Brian Donahue told News Channel 21 there are several factors the jury will need to consider if they choose to recommend the death penalty.
It's hard to say right now whether or not a death penalty sentence will come down from the jury, because obviously we haven't had the trial. So we don't know what facts are going to come out. We don't know, we've heard things, but we don't know specifically what evidence is going to come out at trial. I would certainly think that the more egregious those facts become, the more heinous those facts become, the more likely the jury's probably going to impose, a death penalty.
Donahue says there are also 10 different appeals that attorneys for Edwin Laura could decide to use if he's sentenced to death.